And the news today, our planet was invaded by illegal aliens. But don't worry, the xenomorphs fought them off and they won't be back anytime soon. Back to you.
Got it. What were you wanting there?
I thought we were gonna reference that one line in the movie where there's one woman's like saying, "Stop telling me, I got it, got it, I got it."
I don't
Remember
think
we
that's what they
kept, said.
It was
Making fun of it.
yeah, but it was during like the storm, right?
Yeah.
And she was coming down, and the guy was like, "You got it, you got it,
Stop telling me I got it.
you got it,
You got it?
you got it, you got it,
Yeah,
you got
throughout
it, got
the
it, got it,
movie,
got it, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it."
Yeah, throughout the movie we kept saying, "You got it."
Right. Easily 20 minutes. People were probably hating us.
Yeah. Even a while later, you got it? Yeah, I love to see someone make a video where it's like alien, Covian or Covenant, but however, every time like someone asks a question, you say, "You got it?"
Yeah.
It speeds up.
Yep. Good classic poop craft. YouTube poopery.
Yes, intro's kind of too long. So, hi, welcome to an episode of Unscripted. I'm End Credit Reviews. This is Tyler from End Credit Reviews.
And this is Steven from Steven Lawson Studios.
Yes, and in this episode of Unscripted, we have our review on Alien Convent or Covenant. Covenant, whatever. Originally, the title was going to be called Alien Paradise Lost, which would have been a much better title.
I agree. It would have been.
Yeah,
especially
just like
after saying it. Yeah.
Yeah, what's the deal with these alien movies nowadays? It's like they couldn't just number them. They have to come up with some kind of like confusing subtitle. Like they couldn't just call it Independence Day 2. We have to call it Independence Day Resurgence.
See, I'm actually okay with the alternate name if it makes sense, just because, at least that way, if you make a series, it doesn't sound too tacky. Like Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3.
Well, that's fine. That's good.
I disagree. I feel it's like, okay, we can expect a trilogy here, Like, just because of the numbering.
Well, it's easier and it's less confusing. For example, we had...
Well, other people just call it that anyways.
Yeah,
so.
But we had, like, Final Destination 2, Final Destination 3, then The Final Destination.
Mm.
And then the fifth one was called Final Destination 5, even though that was a prequel. So wouldn't that make sense to make that a subcolon added? If it's a prequel, but...
Yeah, it probably would.
Yeah, so the movie Alien... Well, I'm just going to call it the new Alien movie, because I'll probably just keep messing up the things. Convent? Covenant. Okay. Alien Covenant. Okay. Again, it should be called Alien Paradise Lost. Just like our friend Luke said, like, the new Jason Bourne movie should have been called Born Again. Instead of, Jason Bourne, which is so lazy.
Yeah, that is pretty lazy. Then it's going to be Born. Then it's going to be Buh.
Yeah. Even the title for, like, The Bourne Legacy with Jeremy Renner was better.
With Hawkeye, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so anyway. So Alien, the next Alien movie, the new one out right now, is one that's actually a continuation of Prometheus. But anyway, if you want to see my review on the other Alien movies from before, you can click in the description box below, or wait till the end of the video. I should have a link for that as well.
It's called a thumbnail.
Yep. And also I want to state that rest in peace both John Hurt, who was in the first Alien movie, the alien popped out of his chest in that one, and also Bill Paxton, of course, from Aliens with "Game over, man! Game over!" Yeah. So, quickly, what are your brief thoughts on the other Alien movies from the first to Prometheus?
I like quite a few of them. I thought Alien and Aliens, so 1 and 2, they were very good, especially considering the time and use of practical effects and what have you. 3, I think I've only seen bits and pieces. I thought that was okay. 4, which was
Resurrection,
that was pretty garbage. and then there's like all the Alien versus Predator things. I haven't
Yeah,
seen
excluding
those.
those.
Yeah, I really haven't seen them, but
We'll
well,
probably get around to them in the future.
yeah.
Just for another time, folks.
And as for Prometheus, I actually while I thought there were some problems with it, I think it was much stronger than a lot of people let it out to be. I
Okay.
think that it, especially for the like director's cut, was pretty interesting. Um, and you know, there is the fact that they've kind of been milking this into at least three movies, which is pretty clearly probably going to happen with this. But you know, at the same time, I think that they do answer some questions while posing others to keep your interest. And this one, I think, kind of along those lines, expanded that a bit. Um, it, I, you and I think, both agreed that it was more in the vein of the original Alien movies, where
Yeah.
Prometheus may have felt a little lacking in that department of the
Yeah.
actual alien presence.
Yeah, true.
But there were some qualities I'll address later that I feel were
Yeah.
a little less qualitative. So
Yeah, we'll explain what the plot is right now, or at least I will try to.
mm-hmm.
So basically, the plot of this movie is about there is a ship being piloted, it's pretty much a colony of people of about roughly 2,000 or so. And basically, it's kind of like it reminded me of the plot to the movie Passengers in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing was, there's this kind of EMP of some kind comes in and disrupts their hypersleep. And then they see on the map somewhere like a signal is by a nearby planet that's like, maybe this planet isn't so bad. I mean, our original strategy was to go to this planet, but we had to sleep for like 7 years. But this one's like right here, really close by. What shall we do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were originally on track to a planet that they still had 7 more years to get to, but then conveniently, because plot, there
Yeah.
was, this mysterious planet that they managed to overlook, very close to their current location.
Yeah, basically, I think you should not be lazy and just continue on to the course and that, because who knows what could happen. But anyway, they of course decide to, okay, we're just gonna land here, and things go bad. What do you expect?
Aliens in the name, so, you know.
Yeah. So, yeah, again, I would have to say that this movie is better than Prometheus. I would have to say without a doubt. I think because, for one, this one was not overly confusing like Prometheus was. I felt like this movie also was kind of more in the tone of at least the first Alien movie, because there was like certain musical cues in the soundtrack. I mean, originally it was done by Jerry Goldsmith, who passed away many years ago. Amazing guy who did, everything from like the main theme song to the Twilight Zone to The Omen and the 1999 remake of The Mummy. But the thing was, this one was definitely slightly original, but took cues from that movie. In addition, I don't really want to get into spoiler territory, but some of the cast that survived in Prometheus is in this movie. I'm not exactly going to give away too much details of that, but they do appear. And yeah, it was nice to see Ridley Scott direct this again. And yeah, he did direct Prometheus, and I was kind of disappointed at that one. But I think because I wasn't as hyped about this one compared to Prometheus, so maybe that's part of the reason why I enjoyed it more. But I do think it's better because there are so many more plot twists. Are spoiler, so I'm not going to get into those. But what'd you think of the cast in this movie?
Honestly, the cast was mediocre. Like, I did not find many cast members to be that outstanding. I found the cast of Prometheus even to be significantly better than what we received in this. Of course, Michael Fassbender, in the role of at least one character, we'll put it that way.
Well, yeah, he's like one of the
Um,
main characters, and
right.
he's an awesome actor. He's one of my favorite actors.
He is great, and that does
Mm-hmm.
not reflect any of the other, people. The rest, though, to me, were kind of mediocre at best. And one thing I am gonna spoil because it's not a big deal, but James Franco was cast to be in the movie, and I do not want James Franco in things
Me
anymore.
neither.
So I was
Maybe
cringing.
maybe in dumpster looking for food.
Right? But I was cringing really hard when I heard he was going to be in it, and
Yeah, it was kind
fortunately
of.
he was not. We'll say he wasn't around for very long at all, and I was practically cheering. So
Yeah, I was clapping with you when that happened.
that was good.
And we're like, all right, good way to start the movie off.
Yes, goodbye, scumbag.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
But
awesome. Like, if we ever make it to Hollywood and that, I'm thinking that we would, if we ever ran to like James Franco and or Seth Rogen, who and they're pals as well,
mhm.
we probably would fight them. Like, you would fight James, you would fight James Franco, of course, and I would probably fight Seth Rogen
Right.
because he's so unfunny.
Yeah, that would be a tussle for the ages.
Yeah, that would definitely be good. Um, all right. So, Michael Fassbender plays a dual role as the android David, who was in Prometheus, as well as Walter, who was a new android as well.
Mhm.
And it was kind of cool how they were kind of different in personality in a way, and also kind of the tones of their voice.
Accent, yeah.
Yeah. Another character to talk about who's kind of like another big main character is Daniels, played by Catherine Waterston. She was in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them and
Mm-hmm.
some other stuff too. She's kind of been popping up recently. And I gotta say is that, well, if I guess Maggie Gyllenhaal got so irrelevant, they decided to get someone else to replace her with. Yeah, I mean, she's not that bad of an actress. I just don't really find her attractive. That's all. Like, she's probably a good person in real life. You know, not attractive. And I don't want to say anything too bad because
Skipping
a
past.
bunch of people will probably get all hate for this. Like, oh, you're a sexist pig.
Misogyny. No,
Give them a massage, they calm down.
no, I too kind of agree, especially in this role. I think she's looked pretty before in a couple other roles, but definitely not this one. And also, like, to be honest about her character in this, I felt that it was clear she was kind of supposed to be the protagonist. Didn't feel like it. Like,
Yeah,
she felt so backstage to what was going on with even her superior officer and
yeah.
David and what's his name, the
Android. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could tell that she's not leading material.
Not really.
I mean, kind of supporting cast or, you know, some of the. But yeah, I don't think she really can carry a movie by herself, to be honest.
Mhm.
But Michael Fassbender can definitely.
Oh,
but
definitely, yeah.
yeah, maybe she got some ways to go. Who knows?
Mhm.
But I kind of looked at her. I'm like, yeah, pretty much discount Sigourney Weaver's character,
Oh yeah,
Ripley.
absolutely. It even looked pretty similar. I think they were going for that.
Yeah. So also the I think it was one of the leaders, maybe the captain at the time, um, Oram, played by Billy Crudup, and I was like, oh yeah, Doctor Manhattan's in this movie. That's cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
In fact, they reference the Ozymandias poem that's also in Watchmen.
That was great. I loved that.
I wish he was there when
Absolutely.
he did that.
Yes. I honestly found his character in the movie overall a little underwhelming and kind of a bit of a pussy.
Well,
But
not really. He like pretty much killed one of those.
towards the end, okay.
Well, he
but
got
not
Well, he
in
got
the beginning.
fooled in that because seriously, who's actually would know that, you know, in a way? But I mean, he did completely like destroy one of the xenomorphs, which was kind of cool in that. And he's like, "If you don't tell me this, I'm gonna ruin you." I'm like, "Good,"
Mhm.
in that.
Yeah, that was interesting.
One cast member that I was kind of on the fence about was Danny McBride as the pilot. Tennessee is his name.
Mm-hmm.
So wait,
He's a comedian, actually.
yeah, but honestly, I was kind of surprised that he did a fairly kind of more serious role.
Yeah, he was fine, I think.
I mean, yeah, better than I thought he was gonna be.
Hmm.
But it's kind of weird. A lot of the cast members are just one names like Daniels, Orem, Tennessee, Lope, Karen, Ricks. You're telling me they could just there's not too many normal names. It's like, okay, you gotta have some kind of gimmicky name
Yeah.
or
Well,
whatever.
yeah, I guess part of a crew.
Yeah. All right. So I think one actress that she was very minor, but I recognized her from other movies was Upworth. Get it? Because I guess she's up in worth. Played by Callie
See
Hernandez.
that punning?
And what I liked about it was that I recognized her from The Blair Witch. She was in that one. And then she had like a minor role in La La Land. And, she's been getting to a lot of mainstream movies recently. I'm like, oh, she's definitely a rising actress.
Mhm.
I mean, she's barely in the movie, but I'm like, I like to see her in more stuff. And
Also, speaking in terms of clothes, barely in the movie, but
yeah, yeah, she's involved in that shower scene.
bear, bear.
Yeah. But anyway, there were also bad puns we were going with. Like, there's a part where it's like the decapitated head floating around. And I said, "Heads up,"
Yep. Heads down, thumbs up, heads up, 7 up.
and then going through like scrolls. Like, let me just scroll through this.
That was great. That was really good. That was well timed and everything. So
Yeah, I haven't done too many movie puns yet. Because I remember watching Hardcore Henry, and there's a part where a guy got like a knife through his eye, and I said, "Keep an eye out."
I'm so
And you're like-
done.
And you're like, "Keep an eye out." Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What movie was that? It was called like one of the worst fight scenes ever, where a guy gets like killed by being hooked in the eye with like a lift hook, and the guy says, "Keep an eye out, Cobra."
I have not seen that, but I want to right now.
Well, still better plot than the Fast and Furious movies.
Absolutely, as if that's a surprise.
Yeah. So the special effects and the different ship designs of like the sets were really good, especially that one area for experimentation looks straight up a mixture of like a mad scientist laboratory and something out of like a Nine Inch Nails music video.
Yeah, I can see that. It was a very interesting setup because going into this, lots of people weren't sure if it was gonna answer some of the questions of like what happened from Prometheus, and it really did. Like some very directly, some not very directly, but through word choice and what happens in the plot kind of implies things. And it was really interesting to see how kind of this planet was actually the remains of well, I don't want to spoil it, but something important from the other film, basically. And so upon this was the foundation to which this movie was kind of functioning, and there was kind of some dark secrets hidden that are very clear in. Have we discussed who the villain is, or not really?
Well, I just feel like it's kind of a mild spoiler.
That's kind of a spoiler, so I won't. But basically, the villain, when this person is revealed, and it honestly isn't going to be a big surprise for the people who've seen both Prometheus and this, but it was fitting, I think, very much in this person's character, and had a lot of significance for their role and development that I find very interesting. And one of the compelling things about this prequel series, like I enjoy the Alien movies as almost like survival horror type of things, like an experience. But these seem much more driven by purpose and design. And that is something that I think a lot of people, they miss that aspect from the Alien movies in these, but at
Mm-hmm.
the same time, this going for something different is healthy and very cool, both aesthetically and philosophically. So,
Okay. So, what would you give this movie, Steven?
well, honestly, I did really like this movie. It had me on the edge of my seat at several points, and overall, it was pretty solid. There were some pacing issues. There was some editing that I found questionable, and some things that kind of just were thrown in there that happened. And I guess it made sense in retrospect, but at the same time, during watching it, I'm like, what the hell was that about? That was kind of weird. So, with those things in mind, I definitely like this, but I'm actually going to disagree with Tyler here that I found this to be somewhat, not much, but somewhat weaker than Prometheus, because the visuals, at least in Prometheus, I felt were kind of more dynamic and powerful, and there was more of a foundation and better cast than in this one. And so while this movie was very good, and I would recommend people watch it, especially for the people who've seen Prometheus and have questions. It does answer several of them and carry on, to probably another one that I think has already been confirmed. But basically, I did not find it quite as strong, and it was kind of carrying the weight of Prometheus, which is understandable, but not necessarily a great thing. And so I would have to give this a little bit of a worse grade for several of those regards, but it was still definitely worth seeing. Not talking slack about it was definitely worth it. And I would personally give this about a 79%.
Okay. Well, to be honest, I felt like the majority of the cast in this movie was as average as the cast from Prometheus, I would have to say. Thinking about it in a way. But overall, I think the movie is better because things made more sense. It was more up forward. The problem with Prometheus, I felt like it did have some certain things about it, but I just felt like they should have been more upfront with it instead of being cryptic. This one I feel like did a better job of explaining things better and also being, a bit more clear. I mean, the beginning of the movie, I'm like, yeah, it's kind of cliched. It's kind of typical. We've seen this before.
Mm.
However, in the middle of the movie, I felt like it got better because not only did the pacing get better, but the plot twists kept coming up, which I really appreciated. And also, I really thought that the action was really good in this one as well. So overall, this is one that I definitely would recommend. I would say that it is better than all the Alien movies between Alien 3 and Prometheus. Not including any of the Alien vs. Predator movies, because I feel like those are kind of its own category. So with this movie, I think, again, solid one. It's probably one of the better movies I've seen this year. So I would give Alien Covenant.
Yes, Covenant. That's right.
So I would
He
give
got it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay! Round of applause. I would give it about 3 stars out of 4.
Okay, that's honestly a little high to me, but
Yeah, I mean, it could change throughout time because certain reviews changed. Like, I think I originally gave Prometheus 3 stars out of 4, but then I kind of slightly dropped it later on.
I gotcha.
But, who knows? So, anyway, this is Tyler from. And wait, actually, I want to state one thing before we wrap it up in that. Is that when it comes to being on a foreign planet, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's wise to not step in the black turd stuff because you don't know what's going to come out of it.
Yes, and don't let your orifices especially be exposed, even if it's a place that looks like home, smells like home, tastes like home, whatever. Don't do it. It's
Yeah, what hidden pathogens can be in there?
it's bad. Okay, so you need to be sure before you're gonna take off your spacesuit. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of what was more idiotic was one of the I'm trying to remember which person it was in the cast, but it's like it's in lockdown. Don't worry, I'll go back and get help. Calling the thing like, oh, know what to do. I don't know what to do. So then grabs a gun and go in, and then like I'm gonna shoot. Then slips on like blood,
That
falls
was
down.
so stupid.
I mean, and I thought Mo, Larry, and Curly were incompetent.
And honestly, like that particular situation, uh, locking the person in, I felt honestly, you know what? If you're not compromised, this other person is not
And
compromised.
there's really no point for the other person to be locked in there as
Right.
well. It's like they were infected.
Yeah, like it's that was just stupid on the character's part.
Yeah, kind of a bad trope in horror films. So this is Tyler from End Credit Reviews,
And Steven from Steven Lawson Studios.
and we hope you enjoyed this episode of Unscripted on End Credit Reviews. We hope to make more in the future. There's a lot of movies coming out this summer. We've got the next Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Mm-hmm.
We also have like Wonder Woman, The Mummy, and so on and so forth.
Yep.
So we hope you enjoyed this, and we hope to see you more in the future. Please like and subscribe.